Well, good evening, diamond painters, any cross stitchers out there, whatever. It is 7:04 p.m. It is the 24th October 2023. Okay, uh, I don't want you to have to stare at nothing, so I did bring out some cross stitch patterns. Some of them were free. We used to go into a place called Schrock's, and then there was Pat Catan's, and a lot of time, they sold a lot of embroidery and needlework stuff and cross stitch equipment and threads, all that stuff. And they always had these hanging on racks that they were free patterns, to take, just like they do with knitting. I have tons of knitting patterns, all the way back from the 50s forward. For sweaters, blankets, baby items. I mean, you name it, I have it. Probably. Just a minute. Sorry. Puppy was in here and he wants to get into stuff while I'm trying to do something. And normally he's in there laying with my daughter. She come home today and he's acting worse than he normally does. So, anyway, they had all, different free charts. Some of these I bought, a lot of them were free. And some of them I had already cross-stitched. I don't know what happened to some of them. They might have been gifts. I had them. I entered some in fairs and things like that. So I don't know where they went afterwards. I just don't remember. It's been a lot of years. My mother may have some. I know my sister has a couple that I had cross-stitched for her. I did a desert scene with it was the Arizona desert, and she was doing her living room at that time in the southwestern style. It had pueblos and all different things, and had the longhorn skull. So anyway, her appointment was her surgery time was supposed to be 1:15. We got up at I woke up at 7. She woke up at about 9. So I said, okay, I know your appointment's at 1:15. I'm going to try to have a little breakfast, and I want to take a shower and wash my hair, the whole bit. So I'm sitting here having my coffee, waking up, getting myself together. And I start to walk in there, and she says, oh, they want to up my surgery time to 12:15. I said, oh, okay. Well, then let me get things together. So I got to get in now and get my hair washed and everything. I was gathering up all kinds of stuff, my stuff and everything, and phone rings again, and they said, can she come in now? Which that was at about 9:30 they called. 9:30, quarter to 10. They said, can she come in now? He's, his schedule is opening up. And, if you can get in here now, we can get to her right away. I said, okay. So we got there at 10:30. The anesthetist came in at about quarter to 11. And he told her that he was going to do a nerve block on either side of her leg. That way, where the doctor was doing the surgery and stuff, she shouldn't have any pain for at least 24 hours. That would help her through the night and such. So he explained that to her, and he was a really nice guy. I mean, he reminded me so much. If any of you people know the guy, I always say, I don't remember his real name. He just passed away sometime this year, I think it was. He was always on great that Grace, I can't think of the name. They called him Beverly Leslie. Well, this guy reminded me a lot of him, and I really liked this guy. He was so nice. He was jovial. He he was very personable. Really made you feel at ease. Really like that. The doctor is somewhat like that too. He's really, really a nice guy. Um, so he explained everything to her, and he said, well, since we're going to do the nerve block, and she opted for that, we'll take her back in just a few minutes, and then it takes about 20 minutes to 30 minutes for it to react. And then the doctor will take her in for surgery right after that. He said, so the time that she leaves here, you won't see her again until recovery. He said, so if you want to go home and, I said, I want to take my shower and I want to wash my hair, and I haven't had it. And by the time I would get home, it would be time for lunch. I didn't have my breakfast, nothing. And he said, no, 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 that's fine. He said, we have your home phone number. She'll be fine. They're not even going to take her into surgery probably for another couple hours or another hour or something. So I came home. I threw some stuff in the crock pot and everything so it would be ready for when she did get home to see if she'd eat. And I went ahead and hurried up and made myself something little that ended up being like breakfast lunch together. And I took my shower. I washed my hair and got my hair dry real quick. And I got back to the hospital at I think it was about 1:30, quarter to 2. And when I looked at the screen that they have, they give you a little card with a number on it, and it shows on the screen that number and tells you, if they're in surgery or if they're in recovery or whatever. And it showed there that it said something about cut surgery, something. So it meant that she was still in surgery or still with the doctor. So I'll bet you they didn't take her in until about 1 o'clock or 1:15, even though they made us get there 2 or 3 hours earlier. It doesn't make any sense to me. But anyhow, so at about 2:10 or so, the doctor came out and he said, well, the surgery went perfect. She's fine. No issues, no problem. But please do not let her step down on that foot whatsoever. Not at all. Not even with crutches, because she's a klutz or she doesn't have a good balance on them. So I said, okay. I said, I guess she's going to be knee walking, And he kind of laughed. And I said, well, we do have a skateboard, that she salvaged from her brother and from many years ago. I said, well, she could at least, maybe she puts a cushion on that, she could kind of like coast herself along, on that. And he kind of laughed. I did mention it to Becky, and she said, well, it's just, heck, why not? It's, she doesn't have to fall as far, which is true. She wouldn't fall very far. But anyway, and I contacted that scope today, and I know I'm bouncing along, and they haven't gotten back to me today yet. I'm waiting to see if I hear from them tomorrow, because they have a lot of senior citizens that they deal with, and they also have, I thought they had some kind of little donation center. They had some things and stuff. So she said she would check around and see, and she'd get back with me. So maybe by tomorrow or so, I'll hear something about a knee scooter or something similar to that. So anyway, he said everything, the doctor said everything went perfect, fine, no issues whatsoever. They had naturally resplinted and rewrapped and everything. So it ended up being about, after he walked out of there, about another 20 minutes after that, it showed on the screen that it says recovery, that she was in the first recovery area. And the nurse came out and told me, she said, yeah, she's in the recovery area. Depending on how soon she wakes up from that, then they'll move her down from the 3rd floor to the 1st floor, which is the other section, where then they do the final analysis, of checking, blood pressure, everything, removing the IV, all that stuff. So at about 3 o'clock, the girl comes in and she said, she said she's kind of one-eyeing it at me. And she said, so she's trying to wake up. She's waking up and she can wiggle her toes and everything. So it seems to be okay. She said it might be about another 15, 20 minutes. Well, about another 15 minutes or so, whatever. She said, okay. She said, you can go down from the third floor, go down to the first floor. And I think it was about 3:30. Yeah. And so I went down there and I saw her, she was wide awake. She was getting a cup of coffee or they were giving her a cup of coffee and some cookies. And I stood around there and talked to her for a while. And they came in and they asked her if she had to go to the bathroom. She said, yeah. And, they unclipped part of the IV. She went, she came back, and they took all her blood pressure, checked her temperature, all that stuff, and said, okay, well, you can change your clothes. We'll pull the IV when you're done. And we got out of there at about 4:15. Yeah, about 4:15 or so. And got home here at about 4:30 or so. It only takes about 20 minutes to get from 15, 20 minutes from the hospital to here where I'm at. And we had to stop and pick up her prescriptions. They gave her a new pain med and antibiotics. So so far she's not having any pain, but I suspect it may start tomorrow. She may have some discomfort and everything, but he'll see her in 2 weeks, and then I don't know what happens from there. So that's the extent of the whole story. I hope I told everything if anybody's interested. But yeah, she's doing fine. She ate supper, which is good. No vomiting, thank goodness. And she's, in good spirits as far as I can tell. So, just waiting for it all to heal. We'll see what happens. So I thought I would show you, anybody that's interested in these. Some of these would make really beautiful diamond art or diamond paintings because you can do customs. I know that you can change the cross stitch to, and I don't know how legit it is. I never tried it. I don't understand it. But let's see, that one's kind of small. But showing you that some of these are old. I have some from the 90s. So this one came right from DMC. And it was just this vase. This vase of flowers. To show at that time they had 426 colors. They have more than that now. So this is an older one. And these were free. This one doesn't have the date on it. But these were free because they had the little hole right there. They hang on the racks. This one I really thought was pretty. This is Freshwater Pearls. This is from DMC. Free chart. That's the way they had them. And I can't show you, but the pattern is on the inside. So, and they don't have the date on this one either, unless it's on the inside. Let's see. I don't even see it in here. Nope. Okay, let's see if there's any others. Oh, this one's just a little, that's a hummingbird with little flower stuff. This was, Krennic is a shiny floss. I have bunches of that. It's a metallic decorative thread, which I've used numerous times. Okay, just a few other. Okay, let's see this one. Okay, this one is by Lavender and Lace. The lady who designed this has passed away quite a few years ago. And I have several of her patterns. Some of them I've done, some of them I haven't. But this is hers here. This one is called Queen Anne's Lace. So that's that one. This one, I don't know who this one is from. This was pretty old, and I'm not sure, but one of the Victorian ladies that I know I've done long ago. Okay, there's this one's cute. This was another, Krennic, a free, and this they had the glow in the dark threads, which you these are in there, and they still sell glow in the dark threads. Ursula Michael did this. I've stitched quite a few of hers. She's a cute designer. Let's see. Oh, the reason why I wanted to show this, it looks pretty simple. It's just a airplane. My dad, when he was alive, was into flying airplanes, the remote control airplanes, and having them built special. And I bought a shirt for him, and I cross-stitched the shirt, or cross-stitched this plane onto the shirt, the breast part of the shirt. You have to use, I can never think of the name of the things off the top of my head, but you use a piece of this kind of material that you pin on there, and then you cross-stitch through it. Then you get that area soaking wet, and then you can peel the threads off, but you use it like a grid. So I cross-stitched this onto a t-shirt, nice polo shirt for my dad. So he was the only one that had one. This one I thought was pretty. This is another DMC. This is if you can see it, I'm trying to, this was called Cultured Pearls. I thought this was really pretty. Okay, this one, okay, and this was 1998, so you know this was an older one. It's called Elemental Cosmos. I had gotten this online a long time ago. I said 1998, so it's a annual collector's edition pentacle. And this, I don't even know if they sell these anymore, or apparently it was accepted at the time. But this is a book of all the Harry Potters in cross stitch. I can flip it real fast. Let's see. Here's the dragon. Let's see how it's. Let me find the pictures, because I know, Linda, you're into the Harry Potter. So, okay, there's the Harry Potter with the thing, the shield. Okay, here we go. I can't show the patterns, but I'll find the pictures, because there's pictures of them. As soon as I get to them, I know they're in here somewhere. Well, this is just the alphabet with, like the little hats and the broom and the books and things like that, the keys. Okay, let me, let's see, I can't show that. Oh, come on, I know there's pictures in here. I've had this one, and I have yet to ever do any of them. I never got to them. Oh, there's not very many pictures. Oh, rats. Well, heck. Wait a minute. I know there's one like this. Then they have the owl. There's the Harry Potter thing. Here's the little mice. Okay. And there's in the cage. Little pots that they have here. There's bigger ones in here. They have them, and I like I said, I can't show the, there's the train. there's Quidditch. There you go. Sorry, but it was French. There's a lot of it's all in French. Garnet de Poix de Croix. It is what it is. Licensed through Warner Brothers, but it's all in French here. All in French. So, and through DMC, Mango Pratique. Anyway, that's just some of them. I mean, I have thousands. The boxes are outside. These are just something that I had in a case like this. Just, smaller items that I put in here, and little frames, and such. Different things that I was even using these like little frames. You get your own piece of plastic, and you can put your little ornament in here, and then use either the thinner plastic or saran wrap. And you unscrew it, put your cross stitch thing in there, and then lay the saran wrap around the edges, and then push this down on it, and you can trim the saran wrap, or put a piece of cardboard, glue a piece of cardboard or whatever to the back, and then you put your little hook on it, and you've got your little ornament, or on your wall, whatever you want to do. Bigger ones, smaller ones, they work. So, well, that's 22 minutes of prattle. Naturally, I got no cross stitch done today. I was going to sit here and try and do maybe a couple hours worth to at least get feel like I accomplished something today. Everything else so far, is it is what it is. Thank y'all for good thoughts. I'm sure, that you probably thought about her today. I appreciate that. She appreciates that a lot. So, and Granny, you'd mentioned that if I had that care credit, and get, maybe the thing through that. First off, our care credit is for our pets. And number two, it's maxed right now because I had to use some the other day to get the flea med and worm medicine for the cat. And then that was like $65. And the dog food I had to get for Liam was another $25 or so, and some change after tax. It was a little more. So that pretty much maxes what we have left. And then we have to make a payment on the first, and then we have to take him in to the other vet where we get him his shots and stuff, and he needs to get all his updated shots now. He's due for those, the rabies, the whatever, all those shots. And before you know it, they're going to be sending a paper here pretty soon to get his new license. He don't drive, but he's got to have a license. Okay. So anyway, so that pretty much, puts us in a hole. So anyway, doesn't matter. She'll be fine. If she has to crawl around her knees, that's fine. It's not like we're leaving the house, going anywhere, doing anything. So she can just crawl around, As long as her knees hold out, she'll be fine. So, all right, y'all have a good evening. Thanks, Becky, for all your advice. I followed most of it and asked about it, and, at least I got information anyhow. And Crafting with V, I saw your couple finishes, really nice. And I love that cat and fairy, or fairy and cat, whichever way it goes. That is so beautiful, which I'm not as fond of the fairies, but I love the cat. I love the cats in these diamond paintings. The animal, I do love them. Those in Victorian houses, you know, I think that's my thing. I think that's the style I like. So, all right, I'm gonna get off here and get this uploaded. Y'all probably, most of you won't see it till tomorrow, but have a good evening. I don't know if I'll be on here tomorrow or not, but at least you have some information. So hugs to you all. Thank you. And I'll get back with you ASAP. DP Crazy Lady, Cross and Stitch Lady. Bye-bye.